Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Today we're going to catch up in the garden a little bit, and I wanted to start off with a project that I've got to work on, because when we planted our corn it did too well. And when I say it did too well, almost every single seed we put in the ground came up. And so let me put my fingers down here. You can see some of these are just a couple of inches apart and they're way too close together. So if we want these corn stalks to put on any ears of corn at some point, they have to be thinned out. So I just thought I would show you guys real quick about how wide I like to put mine apart. And that is pretty much as wide as the hoe that I use to hoe my corn out. So I've already done a couple of rows, and I hate this part because I'm pulling out all these good looking stalks of corn. And you can see I've got these about 6 to 8, or about probably 8 to 10 inches apart now. So probably 8 inches to 10 inches on the longer spots on all of these rows right here. So I've done 2 rows and I have 4 more to go. So basically I start, pull out a couple to where I like it, pull out another one, and yes, I do not like looking at that really nice corn, but sometimes you have to pull out the good to get to the great. That applies to other things in life, but it definitely applies to the garden. So I just wanted to start off the video showing you guys just how the corn was doing. One thing that this corn really likes is nitrogen. So I'm going to go through here after I get done pulling this corn stalks out, and I'll show you what I do to add a little bit of nitrogen back into the soil. So we got it all thinned out, and I know it doesn't look as pretty now as it did, but I think the goats will enjoy that. We might give it to them a little bit. So now I'm just going to take buckets of this manure right here. I'm going to go along the plants. This is just rabbit manure. I'm going to go along, spread it out. I'll actually pick the bucket up and just go through and kind of dust it out. And then I'm going to come in behind, till on both sides, and make sure we got plenty of dirt right up against the corn. And when I put that extra dirt up here, it'll bring fresh dirt to the roots, give it extra nutrients, and the corn should be well on its way to growing and continuing to produce. But I don't know if any of you have ever had to do that before. A lot of times I'll plant corn and we don't have enough come up, and I have to transplant some of these ears or stalks of corn from one place to another. But today we were really blessed. We must have planted at just the right time for germination. High quality seeds, thanks to Haas Tools, but it really came up thick, and now we had to thin it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all this spread out, and if I have time, I'll get the tiller out and go around it all one time. Well, I just finished up with the tiller, and you can see the corn has plenty of dirt around it now, but I've lost daylight. So tomorrow I'll try to get out here early in the morning with the water hose, try to get some water on this corn, just a little bit. It's been about probably 5 days since we've had a good rain, and so if I water it now, I think in 3 or 4 days we have another chance of rain. It should take care of it. So I'm going to gather up a few of these corn stalks. I'm kind of curious, see if the goats, I'm kind of curious to see what the goats think about them. I would think the goats would like them, but you never know. They have all that fresh green grass now. Since Cassie and I got that Premier One netting up, they might just turn their nose up and walk away. Another thing we're going to do, and just a little bit later in the video, is we're going to check on Cassie's geese. So Cassie's geese are a little bit past the day they should have hatched. So hopefully we'll maybe candle them one more time and see if there's anything moving. But let's see if these goats will come up and eat this corn. Goats, 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 goats. Come on, goats. Come on, babies. Hey, Xena. How are you, girl? Goats, 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 goats. Xena, back. Come. Come here, Xena. You're not going to eat that. You're not a goat. I know you think you're a goat, but you're not. All right. Look at the girl. Hey, Xena. Xena. Look at her. She's grabbing a corn stalk. Xena. Seriously? Why do you think you're a goat? Anytime I put something out for the goats, you're the first one to eat it. You're not a goat. Xena. Xena. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Let's show everybody. Look. There's Xena's food right down there. That's not the goat. You're not a goat, Xena. I'm sorry to tell you this. So it looks like if Xena would leave them alone, they are going to eat those corn stalks up. So there you go. Nothing has went to waste today. And I did try a little experiment. I planted 3 of those on top of the rabbit manure pile to see how they grow in straight rabbit manure. So a little bit of an experiment while we're at it. Xena, leave them alone. Xena. But I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, maybe when I'm watering that corn, or maybe whenever we're checking up with Cassie on the geese. So I'm not back out in the garden like I thought I would be, showing you guys the corn and everything the next morning, because when I came in that night, which that's 2 nights ago now, we had a phone call, and it was a very important phone call about 8 o'clock at night. And who was the phone call from, Cassie?
Cherokee Nation ICW, Indian Child Welfare.
So the Indian Child Welfare people called, and they said that they needed to have 2 children placed, and they've been looking all day long and they haven't found any place for them to go. And what did we say?
They asked if we'd be willing. They said it should be super temporary, which we know what that means. They don't really know. They're just, you know, think maybe.
They also are trying to talk you into taking whoever's that coming.
Yeah, 8 o'clock at night. So we told them yes, and about 10 o'clock they came, and between 8 and 10, we stripped the beds, washed things, got stuff ready, decided who was going to sleep where, and prepared ourselves the best we could. But the kids were all excited and amped up. And
so now, instead of looking at 3 kids playing out in the yard, we're looking at 5 kids playing out in the yard. And as you guys know the drill, our videos may be a little different in the upcoming weeks, just because there won't be a lot of times that Cassie and I can be together out on the farm working as much, because we constantly have to watch the 2 children that are both younger than Ransom.
Yes, videos might look a little different because it'll be hard for both of us to be doing it at all times. But also, you guys know that we're not allowed to show their faces and things. So there might be some, on Walker Farm Fam, some cameras that dip in and out or zoom in and out, protecting their identity. And you might get to meet them on the next Walker Farm Fam video. Their feet. You might get to meet their feet. I was gonna say what?
Or maybe you'll get to meet the hand, like coming into the picture like this. But you won't get to meet them. You won't know who they are, because as laws go around children in foster care, whether it's the state or the tribe, they have the right to privacy. And that right to privacy means that we're not going to put their face on the internet. We're not going to do anything that reveals their identity. We're not going to get any specifics about anything to do with their cases or anything like that. What we want you to know is that we've got 2 more farmers here at Walker Farm. One of them asked me today that if they could have a hat like my new hat. I don't know if you guys, Ransom said it kind of looks like I got a mullet back there. I said, buddy, that's the best waterfall you'll see on Walker Farm, because I don't think there's any other mullets right now. But one of them wants to be a farmer already. It didn't take long, Cassie. I think we left an impression.
All right. Well, like I say, there might be some weird angles or zooming in and out or random pictures of feet or whatever, but we'll do our best to include them, but protect their privacy. Our other angels kind of understood YouTube and thought how cool it was that they were YouTubers. These don't understand that, so they have no clue why we're talking into a camera.
And they don't really care either way. So we'll kind of switch this up. We still got a little bit to do. We want to go in and talk about Cassie's goose eggs for a minute. in just a little bit. But before we do, we'll say, as far as the praying goes here on Catching Up with the Walkers, if you would be in prayer for the new angels and their situation, the situation they're coming from, the family members there, and just our family as they are adjusting to fitting in at a new house, a new strange place. We don't know how long they'll be here. I know that's going to be a lot of your questions. Is this temporary? Is this forever? We have no idea.
Foster care is always temporary, and it is always forever.
Our number one goal right now is for them to be reunified with their family, and for them to do that, we need to provide a place for them to stay, a stable home, and it happens to be Foster Care Awareness Month in May. So if you guys would be in prayer for all the children out there that are in foster care that need a home, we would be greatly appreciated. So we'll catch back up with you inside. Cassie's goose eggs, we're going to get into the details. We may even see what's going on with them candle-wise. You want to?
Yeah, I really don't even want to talk about it.
Okay, well, it needs to be talked about because it happened and we need to see what the outcome was.
Yeah. I'm bummed.
So we made it back inside to the pantry, your favorite place on Walker Farm, the place where you get all the food. And it's time.
And the fly swatter, apparently.
To do an extra check on the geese eggs. Normally we wouldn't candle them again, but we had a possible tragedy happen.
Yeah, so Gary said a while ago, he was like, maybe God just knew and knew we were getting some additions and things like that. Because the power went off, as you guys have seen in other videos the other day, for a few hours, and the time that the incubators were off, it shouldn't have been a problem. I didn't think it would be a big deal. So
maybe an hour and a half.
Yeah, but so I didn't think it would be a big deal because other people has had that happen and they still hatch. The moms get off their nest for a little bit and get back on. So I don't know if that's 100%, but this is the first time in hatching eggs and using the hatchmate that they formed, they were good, and then they just haven't hatched. So I'm going to candle and see if I see movement because they should have already hatched, I think. Geese take a lot longer, but they should have already hatched.
But if we see any movement at all, and we might just leave them in there a few more days anyway.
The worst thing could be like if they busted and they smelt really bad, but
that would take longer, I think, right?
Well, they have to have a break in them somehow.
Okay.
But I hate to just throw them out, which I usually always crack my eggs. I go outside, crack them, and see what happened or if I was wrong or whatever. But I'd hate to do that and they still be alive, but we need to candle and see if there's any movement.
And as I told Cassie, if it's meant to be, then they will hatch. Yes. And I also told her that sometimes, or all the time, God won't give you more than you can handle.
Yes.
And we're about at our max capacity right now. Whenever you have 3 kids and then you go to 5 kids overnight like that, and then you have to get sleeping arrangements and patterns and everything worked out, it's a little much, and that's okay. We can do hard things. That's okay. We can do hard things, right, Cassie?
We can.
Say it out loud.
We can do hard things.
We can do hard things. So we're going to check on these eggs and see if it's meant to be. If it is, then they'll hatch out. If not, then guess what? We'll be okay with it.
But the reason I'm kind of worried is because I candled a few days ago and I didn't see movement. So
what are you talking about?
We're talking about eggs. What are you talking about? Huh? You want to see the eggs? Just a minute, I'll show you the eggs, okay?
So...
Alright, so without any further interruptions, we are going to check these eggs and see what's going on.
Yes. You want to look? Don't touch. Don't touch them, okay? They're big, aren't they?
Real big eggs.
Like dinosaur eggs.
I don't want to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex come out of there.
No, they're geese eggs.
Geese?
Geese. They're birds that fly and get in the water.
Birds?
Birds, yeah.
Hi, birds.
Hi, little birds. Maybe they'll hatch, okay?
Can they have mommies?
Yeah.
I can be the mama bird.
You can be the mama bird if they hatch, okay?
Okay.
Who am I going to be?
Grandma.
The
grand-
sister.
I can be the sister? Okay.
See.
All right, deal.
And he be the boy.
I'll be the boy. I can fill that role.
Okay. Get down here. because I can't drop them. Okay.
All right. Cassie's gonna say when she wants the lights
We're
out.
gonna turn the lights out. Ready?
Ready?
Go.
Lights out. All right, here it comes.
So you can see that they're fully developed. I don't know how to make them move if they don't want to move.
I think you just focus on them and see if you can see any movement.
Hang on, don't climb, sissy.
Can I watch?
I know, but you can't watch. She can't watch. She's nervous for me.
You see anything?
I don't see anything moving, but that.
All right, so we didn't necessarily see anything moving on that one. You ready for the lights?
Yeah.
Here comes the lights.
But this one doesn't have
I think it was on the bottom side.
any type of air pocket. Careful.
I said I'll work.
If you knock them over and they bust, we're gonna have a big problem. See, there's no air pocket on that one.
Even on that, you already looked at the top where your fingers were?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's strange. So that one you can't even see
It's
through
like taking the entire egg up.
It's completely solid, so that's different than it was last time. Because they all had an air pocket last time, right? Last time we candled?
Not last week. That one didn't last week.
Okay, you ready?
Last one.
Last one.
It looks like a foot or something right there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Did it look like it was moving?
No.
Yeah.
I'll see. We have geese.
Well, we were going to, but.
We were hoping to have geese.
Alright.
Now we're not
Can we
so
look at
sure.
the other one?
So it doesn't look like anything's moving at this point.
No, last time we did that on camera, one was really actively moving, so I don't know. It's a hard call. I'm going to Google a little more and see if I can find out exactly how long it should have been, because I was thinking it was 28 to 35 days, and we're past that. But Brendan's already said, hey, I'll get you more eggs. So don't send me eggs, people, because I told Brandon this was my last hatch because it's getting hot. I don't like to hatch into summertime because we put them in the shop in the brooder.
It's way too hot.
It's way too hot, but now we just got too much stuff going. So this will be my last hatch until it cools off.
But cool weather will be here, so come fall, if we don't have any geese out of this hatch, then we may try again. Or we may become even more busy and say we don't want any more fowl. But
yeah, I don't...
we'll see.
Fowl aren't my favorite. Chickens are my favorite.
Well, chickens are fowl.
Chickens are poultry?
Poultry are fowl.
Okay, so what does it mean if they are in the water?
Fowl is like any like bird, I think. We'll check real quick.
So what is it if they're just in the water? I mean, if they require water. You did foul like in basketball.
Oh, I gotta spell it right. Spell check here. Okay, fowl is a bird of the order Gilliformes that is kept for its eggs and flesh, a rooster or hen.
Okay, so what's it mean if they have to be in the water? What's peafowl?
It's fowl.
Peafowl and fowl's the same thing?
No, fowl.
You can edit all this out because I look real dumb right
no,
now.
fowl is a bird.
Okay, so,
a bird,
so fowl and poultry is the same?
Bird of the order Galliformes that is kept for its eggs and flesh. So basically any bird you're going to keep out there, the quail, the ducks,
okay.
Anything that's kept for its bird or
You're
flesh.
not answering my question though. What are ones that require water?
What are ones that require water? I don't know.
I'm not a huge fan of those.
I would call those waterfowl.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
probably, I've heard that before.
So look at the logic we're applying.
So
this is on like 4 hours of sleep.
I was about to say, I'm really not this stupid, people. It's been a long 2 days. So, waterfowl, that makes more sense. That's why I was thinking fowl, but you have to put water in front of it.
Waterfowl.
So, anyway, I love my Indian runner ducks, but it's a lot of work when they require water and all that to eat and swim and clean themselves. And all right, so we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have prayer requests, drop them down in the comments. We always enjoy reading through those and praying for you guys. We thank you so much for your prayers through this foster care journey. And it is Foster Care Awareness Month. If you have ever felt the calling to foster or to help somehow, in the world of fostering. Not everyone is called to foster, but everyone is called to do something, and everybody can do something. So we just ask that if you have been called to foster, that you answer the call and you take the next step and you find out what to do next.
And if you have questions about Oklahoma DHS or Cherokee Nation, fostering through the tribe of the nation, contact us. We could be happy to help with those questions. It's very state specific, so we would also recommend reaching out to your local agencies in your area as far as foster care is concerned, but we are also happy to help and do our part.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you have a wonderful day. Love you guys, and God bless.